This, ladies and gentlemen, is Dragoon Mercy. That's right. This is a dragon-inspired Mercy skin. And honestly, I really like this skin. Now, I just put a tweet out asking people about this. What do they think? And it's kind of diverse, but I really like that skin. I mean, Mercy as a dragon. Look at the helmet. Look at the chest as well. It looks really good. Like, the detail on that looks amazing. Honestly, this skin, I think, is really damn good. And the skins that have been teased so far for the anniversary event, all of them are pretty good. And we're just going to quickly go over them at the start of this video because I think they're just so cool. I really like this Mercy skin. Honestly, I can't stress enough how much I like this Mercy skin. Now, I know it's Mercy, and like Mercy's got about 5 other really good skins. So it's like, yeah, all right, Blizz, maybe, you know, spread the love. But I don't know. I like that. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. All right, this is the best one I've seen so far that's been teased. It's the little Red Riding Hood Ashe. It's crazily good. Look how good this is. Now, Ashe kind of looks like Ciri from Witcher, which is really good. And I like the way that they've converted Bob. Bob is now, well, he's a wolf. Look at him. He looks amazing. Honestly, this skin is absolutely incredible. Like, this was the first skin they teased for the anniversary event this year. And it feels like they've kind of come out of the gates with the best skin. Because the skins that they've showed us since, the Mercy one, don't get me wrong, I think that's a good skin. But this one, though, I don't know. This just hits differently for me. This is a really, really, really nice skin. It looks really good as well. That is amazing. Like, both of them look really good. And it's always the great thing with Ashe skins is you get an Ashe skin and a Bob skin. So it's just great. I don't think anybody's going to say that's a bad skin. All right, this is a Zen skin. Now, this is a bit weird, this one. It kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone was expecting Zen to get a skin. It's Aztec Zen, I believe. And, you can see it's Aztec inspired. And that's, well, yeah. I mean, this kind of looks like a Warcraft skin to me. It looks like something straight out of, like, I can't remember the name of any of the troll places. I've got Zul'jin in my head, but I think that's a guy. I don't actually know. Zulaman, is that a place? It might be. It looks like he's come from World of Warcraft. That's not that it's a bad thing. But it's just Zen as Aztec inspired Zen. It's okay, but Zen's got, you know, quite a lot of really damn good skins. I mean, nothing's ever going to beat the Jonak skin for Zen. That is just amazing. Although maybe the Cthulhu one. So this is the Reaper Masquerade skin. Now, this is probably the most controversial skin that's been actually teased so far because this is from the Masquerade comic, and we've been waiting years for this. In fact, I remember when we first seen the comic, everyone was like, oh my god, give us that skin. It looks actually incredible. It took Blizzard 3 years to do it, but they've given us the skin, and it's kind of a bit different. In the comic, the face is a full-blown skull. It's not that in the skin. It's got a bit of gold detail on to kind of show you it's a mask that he's got on, because he's already got like a full-blown skull as his standard skin, I guess. But I think this is okay. Now, there was a fan render that's been floating around for a few years, and a lot of people have been saying they prefer that to this. I don't know. Like, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. I think it's okay, but it's probably the weakest skin out of the 4 we've seen so far. Or maybe between that and the Zen skin. Right then, let's jump into the discussion part of this video, because this is something I asked on the community tab. Now, if you guys are not aware of this, it is a tab on the YouTube channel. You can see it on mobile and you can see it on desktop. And I put things up every now and again. Normally, I use it to put a vote up. And I ask a question and you guys get to vote. And then I want you to, explain why you voted so we can try and work out what's going on. And I think this is such a cool thing that we can do on YouTube. So the question was this. Hero pools are causing loads of drama at the pro level. Do you guys think OWL is better off with weekly hero pools, or would OWL be better removing them, or maybe having monthly pools? Vote below, explain your vote, and you could be featured in a video. So what we've got here is a number of votes. So 25% went for weekly hero pools are bad. 24%, nah, they're fine. And interestingly, 35%, I don't watch Overwatch League. And I think that's actually kind of a damning statement. Well, why don't you watch Overwatch League? Surely Blizzard could do something about that. And we'll probably get onto that in a second, because I think it's the token drops, which has affected a lot of people just simply not tuning in. And there is a hell of a lot of Overwatch League games. I mean, do I watch every Overwatch League game? No way. Like, Overwatch League is just on all the time, it feels, at the weekend. I watch some matches here and there, but it's not really something I'm coming back to watch over and over again. And you could argue that I should be somebody watching all of the Overwatch League games. It's weird. Anyway, and finally, monthly hero pools would be better. 17% answered that. So what I like to do is go through and pick out some responses from you guys, and then we discuss them. So let's do that. James says, I feel like weekly hero pools put far too much stress on the Overwatch League players. However, monthly hero pools could harm the league just as much because, let's say Hammond was banned for 1 month, Chengdu Hunters probably wouldn't put a Meng in their first team for a whole month. It's a really complicated situation because it is a lot more fun to watch but it is not fair to put that kind of pressure on the players. Also, with weekly hero pools, the OWL matches don't feel as refined and sharp because players only have 1 week to adapt to a meta. But I guess this really shows us the best teams that can cope with the constant meta changes. Now, yeah, this is honestly, this is a good comment, right? Because it does show you like what team is the most adaptable. But should that really be the best team in Overwatch League if they're just constantly changing the meta every single week? What would happen if they gave teams time to work out a meta, then did change it, let's say, a month later or even 2 months later? 2 months might be a bit long, who knows? But right now, with 1 week, it just feels like a little bit of a, well, it's very random. You don't know what team's going to perform well. We've seen Seoul Dynasty be really strong and then be terrible. Now, is that because of hero pools? Who knows? But there's very high highs and very low lows, it seems, for a lot of different teams, which just, it makes it very difficult to try and predict what's going to happen in a game. It's not like, oh, hey, we've got Boston playing, well, we had Boston playing Gladiators the other day, and everyone's like, yeah, Boston are just going to get destroyed. A lot of people think they're the worst team in the league, although it's probably Vancouver now with their new roster. But Boston came out and beat Gladiators. Now, was that because of hero pools? Who knows? Like, and when you've got that seed in your back of your head, it kind of makes Overwatch League a little bit of a joke in some respects. The communist FBI, they say, in a game like Siege, where an operator gets banned, there's always someone else who can fill their job. Hibana banned, pick Thermite, Maverick, etc. Blitz banned, play I don't actually know who any of these are, but we'll just go with it. Jaeger banned, play Cav. Paul, okay, whatever. We get the message, right? Or any other roamer. In Overwatch, most heroes can't be subbed out. You have to adjust the comp entirely. That's actually a really interesting point, that is. That's a super good point. My example is when Moira gets banned, who do you sub her for? Ana? Sub out a self-sustainable AoE healer for a single target heal grandma? There's no need for that. Whose only self-sustain is a narcotic dart? Well, no, she can throw a grenade into the ground. Come on. You can't replace the Moira without having to sub out others. Ryan banned, who are you going to sub in? Sigma? Suddenly your team's shield is much smaller and you have to adapt your playstyle. Orisa, similar issue. Shield is weaker and you can't be moved, which still means you have to adapt your playstyle and possibly your overall comp. In Gold and Plat, this isn't too bad, but at the pro level, with just 2 to 4 days to adapt, yeah, it's not great. And I agree with this again. Again, this is a good comment. I don't think we need to discuss this one too much. It is just a good comment. When you ban a certain hero, it just completely changed the comp. You know, if there's no Reinhardt, we just see a lot of Reinhardt. Well, you can't play Reinhardt, so all the comp has to change. Ana, the comparison with Ana and Moira, again, might be a little bit deeper because Moira is so survivable compared to Ana, because Moira can use fade on cooldown. Well, whenever she's in danger, she can fade out of the danger, whereas Ana has got to be super aware of what's going on. Is she going to save a nade to keep herself alive? Is she going to use it offensively? Is she going to throw it at a team? She's got a lot of decisions to make, so arguably you get easier value from the Moira in that scenario. But yeah, really good comment there. Super says, it's hard to watch it with less incentive to do so. I used to watch it in Saturdays at work when it was usually slower, but now the matches are all over the place and at random hours, we're less incentivized because we get no OWL tokens for watching. Now, this is it. This is the money comment, because Overwatch League does not have tokens. Apparently, these tokens are coming back at some point in May. Now, hopefully that's true because, well, people will come back and start watching Overwatch League. But here's the thing. Do you actually want those people watching Overwatch League? Now, I don't mean like, oh, you guys are terrible if you're just watching for tokens. I don't blame you. I'd sit there and watch for tokens all day. In fact, that probably is what made me watch more Overwatch League last season, because I knew I was earning tokens, even if I just left it open in a browser window. So yeah, that's totally fine. But what I mean is, like, if you're just there to get tokens, you're not actually watching Overwatch League, right? So you're not the kind of, like, that's not like quality viewer. So really, Blizzard should try and do something else to get those people to watch the league instead of going, hey, you'll get some free token drops. I don't know. I mean, this is a debate for another video, I think, but it's totally true. This is totally true. They have ruined themselves by not allowing token drops as soon as the league started on YouTube. It is insanity that it wasn't implemented, and it's causing them to suffer. So you need to sort that out, Blizzard. Memlalala says, there are not a whole lot of pros left playing Overwatch, and with players like Sinatra leaving, I don't think all teams can have players learning other characters when their main is banned, which could lead to more pro players leaving the game because they can't play what they want to play. Sorry for long sentence. All right, well, that's full. That's fine. You ain't gonna say sorry for the long sentence. That's cool. This actually isn't true. There are a lot of pros playing Overwatch. There's teams have got a lot of players on the roster. There are a lot of Overwatch League pros. I think the distinction is we're losing a lot of big named pros that people would come to the league to watch, and that's never great. And again, this is something Overwatch League needs to sort out. this year is obviously quite a bad year for Overwatch League. It can't do the homestands, and it is suffering viewership-wise in the whole COVID pandemic when every other esport is growing. So why is Overwatch League getting smaller? What's happening? So I don't know. This is something they're going to have to address, and I hope these players, maybe they come back, or we see new names sort of lifted to the forefront of the game, and it just gets bigger with Overwatch 2. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see. Zenin says, it's so simple. Bring back stages, hero pool for each stage. Some pros have already expressed they wanted stages. It gives them some time to take breaks and more hype because more tournaments. Yes, this is totally true. Now, we do have the May Madness tournament or whatever the hell is running right now. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a tournament at the moment. I think they're just doing qualifiers, and then there will be some sort of knockout tournament which happens. But yes, I agree with this. Now, what happens if we go deeper? What happens if we say competitive seasons, they're shortened in length to a stage of Overwatch League, and they're matched up with hero bans, and everything is in sync? And then we go forward. This, of course, would just be for master and above players, which is what they do the hero bans for on ladder. But even then, you could start the competitive season off in sync with the Overwatch League stages, and that would be really cool. Again, this just seems like something Blizzard have they must have thought about it, but they haven't implemented it. So it feels really disjointed. You've got Overwatch League doing its thing, and you've got the game doing its thing, and I don't know, it feels really weird. But again, this is a great comment. I agree with that. Jonathan Lynn says, I think hero pools in general are good, but weekly hero pools put too much stress and pressure on the pro players and coaches. I don't remember who, I think it was Rascal, but someone got interviewed at the end of a match, and he was asked about hero pools or something. He just said they were stressful on everyone, and the meta wasn't solid until the day before. So every week they had to find the meta and experiment with a ton of comps just to only have a day or two to practice them. Yeah. Now, the problem with the hero pools is, well, it's kind of like the duality of it. So on the one side, it's different every week for the spectator. This is good because it means you've got more chance of seeing the hero you play, and there's more diversity because heroes are changing all of the time. On the other hand, you've got the pro. Now, the pro is expected to rapidly change every week with a few days' notice to pick up the meta and then just go into it and play. This is why we're seeing such a variance in the results, while we're seeing teams which people would consider to be bad beating good teams, which should never have lost to these teams before in the past, but they do. And is that because of hero pools and the teams can't adapt fast enough? Is that a sign that the teams are not as good as we thought because they can't adapt? We could just go on forever with this, but this is totally true. 1 week hero pools are putting a lot of stress on the players, and it could be said this is one of the main reasons why players want to leave Overwatch League, because they have to constantly keep grinding away, and it's never going to be fun if the rules are changed every week, right, for these players. So a balance has to be striked here, and I reckon we're probably going to see an increase in duration for the Overwatch League hero pools. What do you guys think? And finally, Hamish McCormick says, I truly believe that hero pools are slowly strangling the Overwatch League. It's one of the main causes for pros burning out and retiring, and they take away from the competitive integrity of the league. It is so frustrating to watch a match and think, well, this team is only winning because of pools. I want to watch Overwatch at its full potential, not this fake echo of itself. You, the man, style. Okay, well, I'll take that. I am the man. Thank you. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, let's move on to this. So the comment, I like it. Again, this is just totally kind of what I just said before I read the comment off. It is very much probably the main driver why pros are burning out, and they need to do something about this, and hopefully they do. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I want to know again if do you watch Overwatch League, and if you don't, then tell me why you don't in the comments below. It's something Blizzard really needs to solve, and maybe this is done by bringing together the Overwatch League, I guess, product with the game a little bit more. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as ever, I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.